The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour. And what else can you say? It's me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, into the breach do we go, dear friends. So what else do we have going on out here today? Well, we always like to meet at this time, but what time is that?
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And so for S&P, we had some fairly good numbers out. We're trading out at 2367.5 at the present time, but we got up to 2376 on the S&P cash. So we're back just a little bit positive on the day. Kind of got back to flat on the day and up a little higher. Volume a little less than it was yesterday. We were printing about 2.2 billion shares at this time. 2 billion shares today. And we're getting to that point we saw in late August and again at the first of the year where we're in the doldrums. That's where the wind really just doesn't blow if you're a sailor. And, of course, what happens? You just sit around and hopefully a storm comes by and blows you north or south into the prevailing trade winds. Right now we're just kind of stuck. And it's hot and it's sticky and kind of boring. Other than that, unless you're trading in real narrow time frames. But yesterday, the day before, I kind of said it. There isn't a lot of upside to this market. There was the potential for downside. We didn't get it. So my guess is at least for probably the next week, it's going to be tough. But I would say maybe 15, 20 points higher in the S&P by next Friday's close, something like that. Right now, that's what the options are saying, is mildly higher. So we could be bouncing around. So it's going to be, at least in my opinion, a stock picker's market. You're probably not going to make a lot of money with some kind of 100-point move in the S&P cash. Might make it intraday, but certainly doing it on some kind of trend that we have here between now and expiration a week from today, I just don't see a lot. You know, maybe something comes along with the Fed, but that's not it. I did bring up in the show, Tom's show, in the Tiger's Den. If you want a link, I do have it, and that link is for the Fed fund rate. I thought I'd told somebody about it, but there is, let's bring my calendar up here. There is a nice website on the CME group that actually shows you all the different rates for the coming months for possible Fed hikes. And I'm showing you here on Tiger TV and in the den right now. If you want that link, just go ahead and email me at path@tfnn.com. I'll be glad to send it to you. But I thought I'd already put this out. But again, my memory's the second shortest thing I got. And I don't remember all that stuff all the time. I got to write it down. And this isn't one of the things I wrote down. But if you do want to know the Fed funds rate, percentage of a chance of a rate hike, they do have this on there. And you don't have to pay the big money to get the Fed data. They'll show it to you here for free on the CME group. In the meantime, we always like to start the show off with a little bit of history. And why it doesn't repeat exactly, it does rhyme.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Yep, it is history repeating. On this day in 1927, Robert Kearns is born. His mother bored him. He patented a design later for the windshield wiper that won a multi-million-dollar judgment against Chrysler and Ford for using his concept without permission He was born today in Gary, Indiana, 1927. Kern's invention, the intermittent windshield wiper, enabled wipers to move at time intervals rather than consistently swiping back and forth. This was kind of the robber baron type time of the big Detroit automakers. And they just basically stole his idea. In fact, they knew that they stole his idea. And he basically had to go and spend his life getting that cash back. In the end, it was a real David and Goliath story, and finally made into a movie that starred Greg Kinnear. I haven't seen him in a little while. He always waits until some big, fat, juicy part comes out. So normally, if I'm going to see one of his movies, I know it's going to be pretty good. I don't know, maybe he's sick now or something. But he normally comes out, he's got a really good movie. Anyway, Flash Genius is the name of it. But he spent his life, almost 30 years, getting the cash for the intermittent wipers. He finally ended up with $30 million. But again, they almost made him wait his entire lifetime. But this was a fairly standard practice, which is just, we'll fight them and hopefully they'll die before we ever get to court, or we'll delay it. But the judge was a very, very, what would you say, strict? I don't know, probably not the right word to say, in his judgment. And he threw a bunch more onto that $30 million settlement and chastised them for being horrible human beings. And at least he got a movie made out of him, and eventually got a bunch of cash. I think a couple of manufacturers, someone didn't file correctly, so they escaped. So it was mostly Chrysler and General Motors. I think Ford kind of got out of it somehow by someone not filing papers quite correctly. On this day in 1927, of course, I'm a big privacy advocate. Was one of the charter members for the Electronic Freedom Foundation, although that thing has kind of gone off into the weeds, and I'm no longer associated with it anymore. The feds can exploit iPhones. What the CIA revelation worries you the most from the WikiLeaks? It's that feds can exploit your iPhone or Android. The feds can activate microphones in your Samsung TV. The feds can remote control cars for undetectable assassinations, or that the feds can frame foreign governments with fake hack attacks. Have you noticed all the Russian hacking stories have kind of gone away? Now that we know that everybody can act like everybody else, there's no way to really know who hacked who. And it's just as possible our government hacked our current president as our previous president. Probably going to get hacked by our current president. Serves him right. Anyway, always makes me mad and my blood pressure boil. And of course, the market's not doing anything to distract me from thinking about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market. Hackable. Yeah, Pet Rock. Yeah, on swing. We'll be back in a minute. We've got a lot of charts to look at today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Somebody IM'd me and said, why don't I like the CIA and the NSA and all that? I said, I do like them. The CIA and the NSA, they're the only government agencies that truly listen to me. I'll let that sink in. What else do we have going on? I will tell you, I put a cartoon in the Tech Insider today just because it's something that's actually going on. And it's become a thing, and that is Alexa being in somebody's home and have automatic ordering on now. But apparently ordering 200 cans of creamed corn when you can get into somebody's house and around their Alexa when they're not around is the new way to prank other folks. And apparently it works very well. Alexa, order 200 cans of creamed corn. Maybe some of your Alexas are firing up right now. Validate? What do you have to say? Validate, order? Confirm order, Alexa. Maybe I've already done it. Oh, that would be cool, too. Anyway, I think you got to find things that Alexa gets right very quickly. Let's get to some charts. Again, as I said, the market's not doing anything to distract me right now in the S&P cash. It's up 4 points. So, I'll find, like they say, the idle hands are the devil's workshop. I should get back to these charts. Let's go and start looking at some of the decliners, then we'll look at the advancers today. Applied Optoelectronics, this thing had been on a huge run. It's got a couple of gaps in it that I think qualifies the three-gap play. I'm looking for one more in this. AAOI, CARA, which is Cara Therapeutics, down a little bit and holding the lowers. Volume has picked up today. Looks like support's down around $14 on that one. CECE, which is Seco Environmental Company. You got to think that maybe with the loosening of a lot of the draconian things that happened with the EPA, looks like a lot of what's happened in the last 8 years is going to go away. I wonder how much there is for some of these ecological companies if they get rid of a lot of these, hopefully just the bad regulations that were put on to make extra money for some of the politicians' buddies that had companies that did it, the things that they didn't want done. But hey, hopefully they keep the good stuff. Anyway, this thing down on heavy volume. I don't know if there's more to follow up, but I did see the new EPA guy on TV today and wondered about that. Feral Gas Partners, down a little bit, but no big deal. Fabrinet down today, volume not as much as yesterday out here. This thing did break against its ledge, and this is where you have to watch that. You know, this thing had some very good support at about $41.30 on the way up, went up to $49.63, came right back down to the same level over here from about the 26th of January to the 8th of February, and then kind of fell off today. Volume's not all that exciting again, but does look like it's broken and may go find that gap lower. Finistar is really the loser out here today. Let's see. Do I have the loser horn? Yes, I've got the loser horn. We'll give Mr. Finistar the loser horn today. Down on 23 million shares. It did break the previous low by 4 cents, although it kind of came back into the trading range. But monster volume, it has broken the 23rd of January's major low, along with the November 1st, 2016 low at 27.13. So it needs another nickel. But my guess is it's going to break both of those. When you look at a little longer time frame, there's this big double gap that is right at about 24 bucks. That goes back the first time to September 9th of 2016. And man, how far am I going to have to go back to figure out where else this gap is? The first gap started in June 13th of 2014. So this $24 range looks like a pretty $24-25 range looks like a pretty good target for where Finistar is going to come back. IONS, IONS, is IONS Pharmaceuticals. This one down. Volume is picked up. It's going through its lows of the 31st and 30th of January. You've got kind of the same kind of shelf over here on the left-hand side on the 1st and 2nd of December. But you are kind of coming down here and with some volume today. You want to watch this. My guess is that the first support level would come in at about $32. Meet Me, which is MEET, is the symbol. This one kind of back down on okay volume. But we'd have liked this thing to actually come back down to $5 on light volume. It had a good earnings call, and I think that's where it popped to 620, but really hasn't held it. Need more about that company to take a look at it. Neophotonics is testing its previous low with volume. Looks like it's going to break below this 849 low of 14th. It hadn't gotten there yet, but just a little under 500,000 shares back then. Today we're already at almost 2 million shares, so that looks like that has lower in the cards. Oclaro, OCLR, down a little bit. Volume is picking up here. You want to come in with less than 10 million shares from the February 28th low at 850. You've got 12 million shares already today, but you haven't broken that low. But it doesn't look good for Oclaro. You can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, and you can post messages in the den if you would like. Okay. OCUL down a little bit. I'm just gonna bypass that. Radius Health. This thing looked like it was ready to come back down and test its previous low at 36.61. RDUS is the symbol on this guy. January 3rd low, 36.61. 740,000 shares. You've got a nice doji out here already with approaching 3 million shares. So Could it get worse? It could, but my guess is you're going to test 36 on that one. Tahoe. This one just keeps going lower. Let's go on a longer time frame out here. Finally has gotten back to this gap that kind of started the move back up. And this one didn't have a lot of volume, but this was kind of the bottom of this little trend back on, February 10th of 2016. You kind of went up off the low. You kind of pulled back. This thing got back up and continued its run. 636 is the January 2016 low. I got to say that I don't like the energy really the last 2 months on this. I would say more likely that $6.36 low in Tahoe Resources is the target. We'll be back after this short break, and I'll learn to speak.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're looking at Tahoe Resources. I can't see anything other than the low of 636 out here getting tested. Zoomies, big disappointment on earnings out here today. Huge gap down, blowing through most of what's out here. 1350. The June 3rd, 2016 low looks like a possibility. If I'm not mistaken, this is a retail teen kind of thing for the malls. Let me look this up real quick just to make sure. Yeah, a retailer, footwear, accessories, hard goods for young men and women. So that's not looking good. What else do we have? Let's go take a look at the advancers. Now that we looked at the stinky stocks, we'll take a look at the unstinky stocks. This one just looks like it can't go any higher, man. Move back here on the 2nd. It's done nothing but go up since that huge gap up, although, man, I don't know if I would have had the guts to pull the trigger on this one. On the 2nd, this went up on 48 million shares. And the last 3 or 4 days, this thing has done nothing but climb to the moon. Light volume today compared to the last couple of days, probably getting up there in the ether, but certainly a huge mover. I don't know why this one was the I'm going to move up. I guess it's just been bouncing around. The Buckle, another teen retailer in the malls, kind of just spinning around. There's not much into that one. Let's take a look at Prudhoe Bay Royalty Trust. I think they have a test. They have a beak full of that huge oil find that was announced last night in Alaska. This thing bipped up just a little, 420,000 shares today, but not down. So that's interesting. EPZM, appease me. EPZM, the symbol. This thing is now going for the high, which goes back to December 30th, 2015 at 1829. And decent volume so far today. We'll see how this thing works out. Another one that's breaking out to new highs is National Beverage Company. Fizz is the symbol on this. Nice day yesterday, 1.1 million shares compared to the previous July 25th high that had only 500,000 shares. Today, you're looking for some kind of continuance. Still have 600,000, almost 700,000 shares. So not a bad deal going to $70.82. You'd look for this thing probably down around $62 on a retrace if you wanted to take a stab at it. Horizontal Global Corporation, HZN. What do these folks do? I think they do horizontal drilling. Let's see. Towing, trailing, cargo management, and other related products. I'm glad I looked that up. This thing is back to 2 gaps that have been open. Now it's touched both of them. Those gaps go back to August 9th and August 10th of 2016. This thing gapped down very hard yesterday and kind of a little bit higher out here today, but I don't see anything in that one. JetBlue, yep, actually up today. These have kind of been on a downtrend for a while. Volume actually fairly decent out here today. Might be a little bit on the idea that lower crude prices might be around for a little while. PII, which is Polaris Industries, makers of things like Sea-Doos and stuff like that. November 14th, $91.92, 1.74 million shares. Back into it today with 2.72 million shares already. So a good move out here. You went just a couple dime below the previous high, but keep an eye on that one for Monday. A bust of that, and I'm thinking this thing goes to 100. Pier 1 Imports. This had a great earnings call. Really caught a lot of shorts sleeping back on the 15th of December. This has done exactly what it should have, which is a very light and long-term pullback to fill that gap up. And it's done so on very light volume. The gap up was on 7.7 million shares. Yesterday, 2.8 million shares. Today, just a little less than 2.8. Probably going to be okay, but keep an eye on this. If it would base out here for maybe a few days, this may be ready to take another ride higher. I don't know why, retail stores, but interesting. SGY, nothing in that one. Shield, this is Sears Holdings. Again, just a lot of shorts probably getting squeezed on this, on some phony baloney stories. Again, company's going out of business, just a question of when and how many times it's going to declare bankruptcy and come back from bankruptcy and run the shorts, all the stories that go around it. But not a bad day. The last 2 days, some decent volume, but my opinion, probably just short covering. See anything that ever gets that company out of the woods. Stemline Therapeutics, a nice pop-up here today, actually filling the gap down that happened on the 2nd of February on STML. Did so on some nice volume. And I don't know if there's anything else to check out here. You filled it totally, and you're holding it. Would have liked to seen a lot more volume, but what can you say? Everything above that's going to be tough. VRA, Vera Bradley, another retailer. Ooh, bounce on nothing. You had a big down day at 840. 2 million shares yesterday, 572,000 shares on a little bounce, and now 380,000 shares so far today on a little bounce. That looks like that could easily come back in and test that. Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, or you can post a message in the den. What do we got going on here? Okay. What else do we have? Okay. Just taking a look at some of the stuff I'm involved in. Yeah, what do we got? Not much going on. Okay, got an email wants me to look at IBB. I did look at it yesterday. I don't think that there's anything out here. One of the weaker stocks out here, but this doesn't seem like, no matter what's going on out here, that this thing is going to pull back significantly. It's just kind of hanging out in this at these highs without a lot of volume, but I don't see any sign out here the thing has totally failed just yet. Yeah, I think we're in kind of, especially for these ETFs and the broader market, I think we could be flat for a week. Maybe we get some volatility on Wednesday with the Fed meeting. My guess is that everybody's looking for the next shoe to drop to look for a direction. We just don't have that much right now. We'll be back after this.
TFNN has just launched a special event in Tampa with Tom O'Brien taking place March 18th, sponsored by Nadex. Tom O'Brien will be presenting 2 workshops for a combined 2.5 hours of education, bisecting and dissecting his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. March 18th kicks off with a continental breakfast as we get everyone checked in, and that is followed by 2 75-minute workshops with Tom O'Brien. The first workshop from 8:45 until 10 a.m. will cover quality volume, cause and effect, and ABC structures, and the second workshop from 10:15 until 11:30 a.m. will cover swing points, testing, and the Tiger Gartley. Tom will then wrap things up with a question and answer session, which will be followed by a Tiger Luncheon Social on the rooftop of the Westin Hotel. The best part is that it's all free, but you must register to attend. Visit the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and to sign up today, and we hope to see you in Tampa on March 18th.
If you're looking to unearth a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Core Commodity CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 4 equally weighted commodities: gold, copper, WTI oil, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With no pricing caps, you can potentially earn an unlimited upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across semi-annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There's no annual percentage yield yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. With certain commodities on the rebound, now is the time to take advantage. The March 23rd funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once more, that's 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And we are back. Again, give me a call at 877-927-6648. Right now, we're up 5 points in the S&P Cash, 2370. On the S&P Cash, 2.24 billion shares. Again, no volume up this morning, no volume down really to speak of. It's just one of those things where, we went higher, no volume. We went lower, no volume. And that's got to tell you that we're going to need some kind of event. Maybe that's Wednesday's Fed meeting and everybody looks at the tea leaves and comes up with an opinion. But my guess is we're probably going to be scratching our heads just as much a week from today as we are scratching our heads today collectively, might I say. Let's take a look at some other stocks. Let's go back and see see if we got any new stocks that are crossing up and see if there's anything. Actuant Corporation, this is interesting. Take a quick look at this one. Gapped up today. Not much volume, but man, this thing looks like it was in accumulation for a while, going back to December 30th. The thing went sideways yesterday and now popped out. Just not the kind of volume you would like to see, especially going back into these previous highs. Interesting. Boyd Gaming. This one's turned higher today. Again, no volume, though, at least so far. We'll see how this one comes out. Up today on 1 million shares. This one kind of just pulled back, came down on heavy volume on the 16th of February. One of the reasons why I was kind of thinking a little bit bearish on WYNN and only made a little money off of it when it went to 103 and when I shorted it. But this just, I hate these Friday things that pop with no volume. You certainly need additional follow-up come on Friday. ORAN, Orange sponsored Obort Tech. See if there's anything else here. Ryanair. This one popped back up. This one's really kind of the strangest of the airline stocks. I really don't talk about it much, but it's the Irish airline. They have a lot of different things in this stock than any other airline. Doesn't seem to really have a rhyme or reason with the rest of the airlines so much. Maybe it's the euro, maybe it's a lot of other things, but kind of an interesting stock. Up yesterday, decent volume today, a little higher, just filling a gap down from the 2nd of March that happened on 300,000 shares. Today, just 174,000 shares today. So again, a lot of these bounces either up or down look like they're going to come on fairly light volume. We're probably just going catatonic for the Fed, but we shall see. SunOpta, STLK, a little pop in this one. Again, no volume in this thing today. TRI, which is Thomson's Reuters Corporation. We'll look up a little bit on that. That's it. I got a email look at gold, but I don't know what they want. It's not capitalized, so it's not gold the thing. It's, I don't know. What do we have in gold right now? Gold's been playing a little bit below the 1,200 line today. It's going to close or pretty close to just a dollar down on the day. So what can you say? I just don't have a good handle on it one way or the other. It's very tough for me to figure out why the market's acting this way. TLT, in fact, let's bring this up because I forgot to earlier. This has been the most important chart in the markets since last fall. And I kind of got it right when we were way back higher, thinking that this would go back down and test 1680 low. We finally got that test yesterday and today. You needed less than 16 million shares, actually 16.6 million shares. Yesterday, you got in it with 10.6 million shares, so 5 million light. 6 million light. And today, 5 million shares. You really wanted to see a bounce. There is a slight possibility that we go back to this one low, which is December 9th, 2015. It's just at 115.05. And I'm wondering if this thing, we tested the closer one. Do we just get kind of a little blowout like we saw in energy last couple of days down at 115.05? And maybe that's where this thing really wants to get. What I really dislike, and you can see it, I'll zoom in a bit on it for Tiger TV, is the energy down is about 15% higher than the energy up. If we want to look at the November 9th low in 2015 to the July 8th high of 2016 and back down to the March 10th low, which is yesterday or today. More energy on the downside on TLT. So it's hard to make a big bullish case on bonds, especially with the promise of 3 rate hikes yet this year. But down and lighter volume today. Do you get that 115.05? Man, right now I just don't see a lot going into the Fed meeting. It says that the bonds couldn't just kind of tick on down to Fed day and then maybe turn around after that. I don't think I'd want to get in front of the freight train before then. What else do we have? Copper's at least up 2 cents today. Silver was off 7.6 cents. Platinum up 270. So a little mixed bag out here. Wheat down $3. And I did send out a deal for coffee, and it is up. I had it in my charts today. This one was kind of interesting. I think I asked one of the members of the den that trades coffee what he thought. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's nothing landslidey, and certainly there's no volume in this thing today. But it was kind of a nice pattern out here for a Gartley pattern, and we're showing it here. I dislike the energy from the C to the D point here a few days ago, but I don't know if it matters that much in coffee. I'm not a big coffee trader. I don't even drink coffee, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. So not a big guy on this, but not a bad-looking Gartley out here. You had your huge volume down, but there may be some reasons for this. I was going to ask Andy if he came back, if he knew anything about it. But for an ETF out here, not a bad-looking Gartley pattern, and this thing might actually up. I just don't think you want it probably to close below the $19.47 low of March 8th out here. But interesting nonetheless. What else do we have? Got some questions about Intuit, INTU. Okay, so this thing is just kind of popping around. Came up on earnings on the 24th. I take it that this email is about buying this thing. I'd want 122 and a quarter or so on the pullback to finish about half this gap, maybe 122.50. I think you could get it. Pretty light volume out here today, though. But a good move, good sign of strength on the 24th of February. We'll be back for the last and wonderful segment of this week.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Dollar index looked like it was set to go to 102.50. Pretty big turnaround, and it looks like it's been gut shot today. It doesn't look like it can find a bid down to 101.28. I thought maybe they'd finally gotten to the point where they were going to smooth this thing out a little bit in the Treasury Department and get rid of these huge 1% daily swings in the dollar index, but it doesn't look like anybody's got a handle on it, and everybody keeps fighting. But 101.27 is kind of interesting, because you kind of think that maybe you would have had a little better results in crude and gold today, and you still see a little bit more weakness in both, although gold's holding up a little bit better into the weekend. But what else can you say out there? Okay, let's take a look at a few other questions. We have out here. Anything on China. Someone's asking about my trade on the Wang. And I saw this little low out here and the gap up. Kind of liked it. Bought it at $12.20. Sold out a little higher. It didn't do much out here. Gapped up to $13.45 yesterday, kind of pulling back to $13 now. And kind of tough for me to see right now. I thought China looked like it was going to roll over. Didn't seem to do that much yet today. Could this get up to $14? It could. I just don't see the real weakness out here, and I hate the very light volume that we saw comparatively to the previous bounces up in this ETF. It's the 3X bear. I thought China would probably roll over earlier into our market, and for a very small amount, it has. It's tough for me to see much happening before the FOMC, and even with the dollar coming down, tells me that maybe there's something going on here that we don't know about today, but we'll find out here in the coming days, maybe through next week. So other than some of the stocks that I'm in that I think have some long-term life in them, don't know if there's much else to say about it. Let's say some of the other stocks out here. Question to look at IBM. Been waiting for this one to come back. Of course, this is one of Mr. Buffett's favorite. I think you can probably say that we're starting to see the uptrend line in this one finally break for IBM and maybe pull back. 165 would be where I'm looking at this line going back from the 13th of December, a little bit more, maybe as far as back as the 8th of December. This thing was right in this 165 level, went sideways pretty much until the 20th of January, where it's taken back off. You had a good sign of strength in those days. You got to figure that that's kind of where you're looking for, 168 maybe. This could come back 168 on light volume. I think that's kind of where you would want to be looking at IBM if you're still bullish on it. Couple of gaps down there. Do they have to get filled? No. Again, this is a Buffett stock. He bought a huge amount of it. I don't know. Every time it pulls back, he buys more. Maybe not this time, but every other time that it has pulled back, he's piled in. So you got a pretty aggressive buyer in this. I wouldn't be short it. But yeah, 168, something like that might be interesting. Watson, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all the big buzzwords out there for IBM. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. We will see you Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.